just ahead of a webinar that we're going to do next Friday. We wanted to do a bit of a quick teaser trailer, and I'm really pleased to have both my co-presenter for next week, but also someone that what he doesn't know about Copilot probably isn't worth knowing as a guest. Would you like to do a quick introduction? You'll do a much better job of doing that than I will.
Yeah, happy to. Yeah, thanks, Mike. So, yeah, hi everyone. Look forward to seeing you all this week. My name's Cameron Mail. I am, it's a long job title, but I'm on working business apps commercial lead here for a company called Infinigate Cloud. So we support MSPs, especially when it comes to Microsoft. So, yeah, Copilot for M365 being a really hot topic at the moment. We're speaking to a lot of MSPs, a lot of customers. Yeah, excited to continue to get the message out there.
Yeah, and thanks for joining. I know that you've been inundated with queries from partners and end users. I think that there are a lot of question marks over whether, is it worth the investment? What do we need to think about in preparation? And we're going to cover quite a lot of that in next week's webinar. As a bit of a teaser, though, I really wanted to pose one question today, which is very high level actually. But Copilot for M365. Is it worth it?
Okay, well, I'm glad you gave me an easy question. But yes, I think it is. I think AI gets a lot of people interested. I think I was proven with ChatGPT, 100 million users in just 3 months. So that's incredible in terms of how much interest they got. And for me, it's not surprising. There's a lot of, I guess, people are curious about AI. They're curious from the perspective, okay, what can it do? There's definitely, I think, the hesitation side of things as well. Like, is this going to replace my job? And I definitely understand all the doom and gloom, 100%. We're definitely not at that point right now. Like, AI isn't here to replace what people do, but it's definitely at a point now where it can definitely help people and what they're already doing. We're talking about a product called Copilot. It's called Copilot for a reason. It's not the lead pilot. It's not the autopilot. It's there to support people with what they're doing. And with Copilot for 365, that's there to support people in the apps that they're probably spending a lot of, if not most of their time already. In Outlook, in Teams, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. So, yeah, at a very high level, if you look at ChatGPT, if you look at AI image creation, all the buzz that's been generating, but actually how it's been helping people and working with people and supporting people, take a similar product, pop that in the apps that you're using every day, on top of all the data that you're using every day with the files and the people and the meetings that you've got. Yeah, I think it's incredibly powerful. I'm looking forward to jumping in next week to talk a bit more as to, okay, well, how does it actually help people in Teams, in Outlook, etc. So, yeah, but very high level. Yeah, I'm certain it will help most teams, if not all teams.
Yeah, and we will cover some specific use cases next week for how a department or a team could leverage M365 or Copilot for M365. For those that don't know, Copilot is the sort of umbrella name given to sort of the suite of Microsoft AI tools, isn't it? So you'll get Copilot for Sales, Copilot Chat, or Bing Chat Enterprise as it once was, and Copilot for M365. What I've noticed is that versus, say, what we've been used to in the last few months or year or so with ChatGPT, and the way you would use that as a large language model, maybe it's a coach, maybe it's asking questions, a glorified chat function. There's a subtle difference, isn't there, with how you would leverage Copilot for M365, in that you're not really using it for that purpose. You can, but it's actually specific to the applications you're using in M365. How do I get some level of productivity gains from those tools? And I'm definitely not using it to its full potential. I don't think anybody probably is, but very simply, just say annotating this meeting, generating the notes from a meeting, whether I can or can't attend, and having the actions. That's probably justified the £25 a month already.
Yeah, especially with how accurate it is as well. Yeah, which has been consistently surprising.
Yeah, there's going to be a huge thing on adoption, which again we'll cover off next week. So I'm really looking forward to it. The plan for next Friday, there will be a registration page going online shortly. That will be linked to people once this goes online. We're going to cover a little bit about what Copilot is, what the prerequisites are, what you need to think about from a security and governance perspective, which I know is very important if you're going to deploy it. You know, there's curiosity and there's doing it properly, right? And we're going to go into some use cases as well. You got any other secret things you're going to cover off with us, Cameron, next week? Any tricks up your sleeve?
That's the bulk of it. That's what people want to know. You know, how is it? What do I need to know, and how is it going to help me? So that's what we'll be covering next session, next week.
Great. And if people can't wait till next Friday to kind of do a deep dive, they've got questions now, there are some kind of resources that between us we can organize for clients that are interested now in getting started. What are the on-ramp sort of opportunities for people if they want to get started right away?
A number of things. So I'm more than happy to jump on and go through as to what is Copilot for Microsoft 365. How would it help me? How would it help my team? You know, if those are some of the questions that people have and they want answers before next Friday, very, very happy to jump on, have a one-to-one conversation, and sort of leave them with at least that foundational knowledge where they would be able to understand, okay, is this actually going to support me and my teams and my business? Confident in that. Had a lot of the calls already, been very productive. So happy to do those. We've also got access to do some free workshops. So this would be completely free to you, free to your customers as well. And it's very similar. It's a 90-minute session. And that's all about, come to me if you don't know what necessarily Copilot for 365 is, but you're interested in how AI could work with you and your business. You'll leave with a really good understanding from that session as well. So yeah, got a couple of things we could do before next Friday. And by all means, we can look to do those after as well. If people come to those and then they say, okay, cool, now on the next step, where do I go from here? We've got a few outcomes that we can look to pick up from there too.
Yeah, that's great. And just a question on those workshops, Cam, what sort of outcomes would you expect clients that go through that process to get? Because it will differ, won't it, depending on where people are in their journey. But what are the typical outcomes you'd expect people to get from going through that workshop?
Well, the typical outcome is people say, okay, when can I get this? I want it now. Because it's going through the use cases, but actually going in and doing some live demonstrations as well, like showing it in action. And in particular, when people see, okay, well, how I can help them in Outlook and how I can help them in Teams, that's where they typically go, right, I see it, I want it, when can I get it?
That's great. Well, look forward to seeing everybody next week, next Friday morning. As I say, the registration page will go live shortly and will be linked below. Look forward to seeing everybody there. Cam, really appreciate your time, mate. Thanks for jumping on this morning and just giving us a bit of a teaser as to what we're going to cover next week.
Yeah, no problem, Mike. Yeah, look forward to it.
Good man. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Yeah.